Well, good morning. Today we are at the Yuma Territorial State Prison. All right, well, I have no idea what to expect, so I don't expect anything. We'll just see what we see. All right. So walking up to the prison, we see this tower first. It's really bizarre because maybe the prison is back there. Well, we'll go in and see what's up. So apparently for all the fame that the Yuma Territorial Prison gets, it was only open from 1876 to 1909. But I think with all the movies and the 310 to Yuma movie and all that, that it just gained a great deal of notoriety from that. So we're going to head on in. That building we saw at the beginning up there is the guard tower. And this is, I guess, from 1870. It's not really clear. Of course, there was no freeway right next to it. Little buckboard here. So it's $10 to get in and $8 for seniors. I didn't really check for children. I think it was 6, maybe, but I won't swear to that. So here we have the main guard tower. So the platform was built upon a water tank to help limit evaporation. It's cool. Fortunately, there's not a ton of people here. There's more coming. It only opened about 20 minutes ago. So it's about from 9:30, I think, to 4:30 or so 5. It's kind of amazing, actually. I guess this would have been the prison yard because there's the main gate we'll be going through in a minute. Great wetlands areas out here, and I don't know if that's the Colorado River coming through or one of the canals. Then over here on the hill, let me get over, kind of obscured a little bit by those 2 water tanks, but that's the Mission St. Thomas, which apparently doesn't have anything to do with the prison. We thought maybe it did earlier in the trip. So let's head on down and go into the museum. So apparently this is the main gate. It says 1875 up there. Nice little yard, so probably fences, walls around this area. Oh, here's some old wall. It's the Adobe. It's pretty cool. It's probably why they have the tarps up over here, is protecting the original Adobe. You can see here the thin layer of plaster over the guard or the gate entrance. And then the Adobe walls here that are starting to slump. And this building actually looks like it's Adobe as well. Yeah, look at this. You can see the straw in the Adobe. It's all exposed. Of course, they don't get that much rain here, although we had a torrential downpour last night for a very short time, but still created a lot of havoc. 1875. All right, they're going to be starting a tour soon in here, and it's going to be noisy, so I'll probably move to the cell block and then come back. All right, well, this isn't really exactly what I was thinking. I thought it would all be enclosed.
Hey, you. How about some water over here? It's so dog darn hot in there. My name is William H. Lustino. People know me here as Three-Fingered Jack.
Okay, well, we could listen to the stories of these guys. Look at this, though. This is all outdoors. There's double gate in here. Can you imagine when it's 120 degrees here in Yuma? Here we go. Edward Lopez. He got to stay here twice, it says. Feel free to stop and read it. Yeah, I got in trouble for entering the women's cell. So they do have an area called the dark cells, and I don't know if we're gonna get to see that or not. This guy was in for murder. Yeah, that's great. Get to be working here and then get bit by a rattlesnake. Die. Little different cell here. Wow. These are original iron bunk beds. Can you imagine 12 guys? They had to get rid of the wood because of bed bugs in 1901. Whoa. Yeah, bed bugs and bunks like this. Wow. Not sure it's going to be a whole lot different in any of these cells. It's kind of disappointing. I was kind of hoping for something different. Oh, dead man walking. Philip Lashley. Yeah, I think it's interesting that you're caught up in Flagstaff and you're sent here to prison, and then when you're gonna get hung, they send you to Tucson. Guess no one-stop shopping around here. We are going into the dark cell, and it is dark. I actually have my light on in here. This looks like it must have been part of the gate or something. So the dark cell is just a dark cell. The dark cell, I guess, is solitary confinement. And they do have an infirmary over here, but it looks like it's closed. There is a wheelchair in there, so maybe this was part of the infirmary. This was probably the toilet. It's funny how people will throw money at anything. Guess I think they're playing those carnival games. Women inmates, 29 women over 30 years. I'll bet they caused a lot of commotion. So infirmary. So that last cell I showed you with the beds looked like there was a wheelchair in there. None of these places have windows or anything. You're just kind of left open. Had a tool storage room. It's interesting they called it that the room was excavated. I don't think this is a natural mound. It's certainly, well, who knows? Caution low entrance. Oh, okay. The yard, I guess. Oh, wow, now we got some walls. Okay, more cells. Yep. Interesting. Cells are a little different. Let's go see what the sign says over here. Very informative. I can even read that one. Okay. Phonological breakdown and prisoner stats. So let's see here. Most 20 to 30 or 30 to 40. Caucasian and Mexican, that makes sense. US and Canada, oh, quite a few Latino. Could read and write, education pretty high actually. Intemperate. Yeah, you think? Mostly single. Interesting. Looks like we have a furnished cell here. This is one of the nicer finished rooms. Almost looks like some of the motels I've seen. So yeah, so here's the one right next to it. Same thing, but no plaster. The New Yard in 1900. Hopefully you guys can read that. That's pretty funny. High school is known as the Yuma Criminals because they were here for a short time. The high school was here. And then pretty cool, use it for housing during the Depression. That's pretty awesome. But yeah, housing, maybe housing for the homeless now. I don't know. So here we go into the library. Not really sure if it was just this room because here we go right back out to the yard. This room doesn't look big enough to be what's being shown there, and you can see the ceiling's not even the same. So a few things over here, and then we'll head back into the museum, and hopefully that tour is over. Corrigible ward was out here. Now, reading about this, it sounds not too great. Like metal roof. And apparently they would be housed in these cages. Now, let's see what this is. Interlocking grating, it says. So this looks like some kind of a control way to open and close. You can see the handles down here in the bottom. And so you can see the holes there that would have led out probably to a system on the doors of the 5 cells that were out here. Let's head back this way. Okay, the prison bell. Interesting, it was originally for escapes or riots or whatever, and then they started using it to call people to work, and then to a Baptist church. So here's the prison bell. 800 pounds with a carriage. Crazy. All right, so we're heading back into the museum here.